Thankfully, we're finally out of that red flag warning, though we're still in a little bit of some fire risk here for us. Although it is moderate here around the Crossroads region, that's because we have a little bit of a lack of wind, but it's still very dry outside here for tomorrow. And like I mentioned with the wind here for us, it's going to be calming down here as we go through the nighttime. I'm going to keep the gusts at around 10 to 12 miles per hour throughout the day for Monday, and eventually they'll start to shift out of the east-southeast here for us as high pressure continues to push into the Gulf. Now the thing is, there's some pressure gradient force going on. So there's high pressure, a strong high pressure, and a strong low pressure, and the pressures in between rapidly increase or decrease, and because of that tightness, that's how we get our strong wind gusts here. And that's what we're going to see here for Tuesday, as a return of a southerly moisture is going to pick up here, and we can see 24 to 30 mile per hour gust winds here as we go from Tuesday into Wednesday, and that's going to enhance our fire risk once again here for us in the Crossroads. We're looking more up to DeWitt County, Lavaca County, down to Jackson County. Victoria County is included in that, and so is Refugio, and everywhere along the coastline. So we want to just limit the fire activity for this week because it's going to be off and on with the gusty winds, as well as another dry front that's going to push down south here for us. But let me talk about this real quick. Temperature-wise, are going to be steadily increasing here for us. So Tuesday, we're looking at 73 here for the high. Winds are still shifting out of the south-southeast here. We'll start to wake up Wednesday into the 60s and upper 50s around the region. And this is going to be one of our warmer days here as we see 83 in Victoria, 85 in Cuero, 88 down in Beeville. We're starting to brush the 90-degree numbers. You can see some darker shades of red. Yes, that's 90 degrees starting to slowly creep up there from Laredo to make its way over across 37 here. But thankfully, we get to Thursday, and we're going to be watching for a possible frontal system that's going to help bring back the drier conditions. Be a bit warm in the morning, but there's that frontal system here that I was talking about here for Thursday at 10 p.m. So we'll avoid the 90 degrees, thankfully, as we close out the month of February. But this cold front's really not going to do too much here for us. It's just going to bring back a northerly dry wind and keep our temperatures in the low 80s to upper 70s. So not much of a pattern change. We're going to start to continue to increase our temperatures here, especially as we head to the weekend. But overall, tomorrow morning is going to be quite chilly. Definitely going to want that jacket for the morning. The winds will eventually shift out of the east, but overall temperatures will be quite nice. Look at that, 66 degrees for 3 p.m. I'm going to call it a great day to be outdoors, especially if you want to go check out the carnival. Highly encourage it. It won't be as windy as it was today. We're going to be seeing similar conditions as well, and we're going to be watching right here, right around Cuero, to see temperatures. They're going to drop down right around the freezing area there, but 66 degrees for the high, as well as Port Lavaca going to be on the warmer side, as well as those northeasterly winds at about 8 miles per hour in sunny skies. But overall, I mentioned it's going to be breezy, it's going to be warm. That's going to be our pattern. There's the frontal system that moves in Thursday, and notice doesn't really change our temperatures, but keeps us a northerly wind, which will kind of bring down the humidity, thankfully. Now, don't forget to scan the QR code for more news, weather, and sports. And speaking of sports, we got Ray.
Thank you, Jacob. Postseason hoops in the Crossroads is heating up with a big local showdown featuring several Crossroads teams. See the previews coming up in sports.